In Siemens controllers, you should either use ISO format drilling cycles or Siemens specific cycles. Which one you should use on your CNC depends on the version of the CNC controller and the CNC machine builder settings. However, you should know that we use Siemens specific cycles in most of the newer Siemens controllers. In this video, we will explain how to use Siemens specific drilling cycles. If you want to learn how to use ISO format cycles, like G81 and G82, you should look at the related video instead. There are two different ways of using Siemens cycles. First, you can use these cycles alone, with each cycle line activating a new drilling cycle. Or you can use mcall function, together with cycle. When used together with mcall, this cycle becomes active until mcall is cancelled. Let's first look at how to use cycles alone. Here is the sample output. For each new drilling hole, a new cycle line is created. Here, there are two important things you should know. Cycle codes in Siemens controller are not modal. This means that they are one-shot codes and they do not stay in effect on subsequent NC lines. Therefore, unlike G81, G82 cycles in ISO format, you have to rewrite these codes at each drilling hole. Secondly, you have to define the X and Y coordinates of the drilling hole as a motion line just before the cycle. This is because there is no parameter inside cycles to set the value of X and Y coordinates of the drilling hole. Now let's look at how we define this use of cycles in Monospost Developer. It is very similar to ISO format settings. We define everything inside format cycle commands. Drill cycle type word is used to define the type of each cycle. If we look at the edit page of this word, by right-clicking, you can see that all cycle types are defined here. Numerical values coming after cycle is also same with ISO format. Cycle 81 is for standard drills, cycle 83 is for brake chip and peck drills, cycle 85 is for reaming, and cycle 84 is for tapping. And you can also see that this word is unmodal. And these are the words we need to write together with each cycle command. To learn more about the different types of Siemens specific cycles and the parameters used in these cycles, you can look at a Siemens Cinemeric programming manual. It is easy to find them on the web. Also, to learn more about the Monospost words used here, just right-click on the word you want and select Help. This will open the definition of the word and variable. Finally, unlike the ISO format, you do not need to make any definitions in the format cycle off command. As you may already know, in ISO format, you have to write G80 here to cancel drilling cycles. However, in Siemens controller, drilling cycle codes are not modal, and therefore you don't need to deactivate cycles in Siemens. Let's now look at how we use mcall function. I will open a different post processor that uses mcall. The first thing you will notice here is, this post processor is more like an Heidenhain post processor. Here, sub-commands are defined for all cycle types. And again, like Heidenhain, all these subcommands have the condition of first drill cycle, or in other words, the first drill of the cycle. And here inside these subcommands, mcall and cycle are called together. As I said at the beginning, using mcall starts to activate the cycle on subsequent NC lines. And this cycle continues to be active until an empty mcall method comes. And as you can see here, the first drilling point is written just below the mcall function. Therefore, in Monospost Developer, you have to add the first drilling coordinates here below mcall. For all other drilling points in the same cycle, we use the original format cycle commands. As you notice, in all these original format cycle commands, only a single motion line is defined. For each new drilling hole, one of these commands is activated. While mcall is active, at each new motion line, the cutting tool first moves to the point specified in these lines, and then the drilling cycle is automatically activated. And lastly, when mcall function has to be cancelled, format cycle off command is activated by monospost. And this command has the empty mcall function in it. This empty mcall deactivates the cycle.